If you have a fear of being seen, just know that you are not alone. I myself have, dealt with the fear of being seen. That's why I have been looking at a lot of content, relating to the topic. And I recently discovered that, oh my, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at being seen. And now I no longer say I have a fear of being seen. I say that I like being seen because there has been so many things that I was afraid to do, judging from last year to this year. And I have been doing it. And that's a part of being seen. Like, for example, when I did my vision board last year, I put a lot of things on there that initially that initially I thought I could not achieve just because they just seemed so outlandish to me. And I was like, oh my God, this seems like this is just way too delusional. Even though I know you're supposed to be delusional, because I know that one of my mentors taught me that. She was like, you have to be delusional in order to make things happen, in order to make all your dreams come true, right? But I still had that doubt in my mind. I was like, I don't know if any of this can come true, but I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to trust, and I'm going to believe in the law, in the universe, in God. And that's what you're supposed to do. Previously, I mentioned Florence Scovelshine, the metaphysical teacher. And in her book, she talks about this. She talks about how, in a sense, you gain karma for bad karma for not trusting and believing in the law. And she says that that's why a lot of people's situations end up bad, because they're not trusting and they're not believing and they're not letting go and letting the law work for them. And at first, before I started changing my mindset, before I started learning about The Secret and the law of attraction and all these things and all these great metaphysical teachers, I had that issue. That was me. I was the one receiving bad karma because I would go into a situation not thinking positively. I would go into the situation fearful that things were not going to happen or go in my favor. And they didn't, because of my attitude, my mindset, or my way of thinking about the situation. But last year it was different. Last year and this year it's been completely different. Now, I'm not saying that there are not moments where I kind of like go back into that mode of, oh, I don't know if I can't do this. I don't know if I can do this. Because I sometimes do. I'm be completely honest with you. But that doesn't mean I don't have my faith. I still have my faith because I know things can work out miraculously. And because I've seen them happen. I know that miracles can happen. I know that things were supposed to go one way and they went another way because I thought positively. So even though sometimes the voice creeps in, and you'll always deal with it. I don't think anybody, even like the greatest manifestors of all time or our metaphysical teachers or whatever you call them, I think they continue to have doubt at times, but they just ignored it. And because that's a part of the process, that's normal. Anyway, I I let go. I trusted the law. That's what's important. I trusted the law. And because I trusted the universal law and let go and let God or the universe handle my problems, spirit handle my problems, I let go and I said, you know what? This is my vision board. This is what I want to happen. And so I know that it's going to happen next year. I trust it, or the year, whenever. I don't really like to put a timeline on my manifestations. It's just how I am. But I put it on that board and I said, all of it is coming true after this year, and that's it. And I put it in, and even the trip to Hawaii was on that board, and it happened. All of that was on on the vision board, my iPad, everything that I wanted was on that vision board, and half of the stuff has already come true. So I'm just amazed at that. I'm still amazed at it, that you can just say something, trust in the law, and it'll happen. So I said all that to say is, I know some people are like, well, what does this have to do with the fear of being seen? It has a lot to do with it, because I wasn't afraid to make that vision board. I wasn't afraid to put myself out there and say, this can happen. And I wasn't afraid to take the trip to Hawaii. Most people would have been afraid to go by themselves with a child, but I was brave enough to go, and I'm proud of myself. I went on a trip with my daughter by myself with a toddler. I got on a plane for 8 hours. I flew to Hawaii, and I was on a plane with a toddler for 8 hours. I'm proud of myself. I got there, enjoyed myself, had a wonderful time for my birthday. It was beautiful. And you know something? When I was on that trip, one of the most awesome things happened. I had took this so one of the excursions I chose was a photo shoot. And I had this beautiful red gown for the photo shoot. We did 3 outfits for the photo shoot. So me and my daughter were kind of like matching. Both of us had pink swimming suits, and both of us had like a island-like dress. My daughter had I think it was like a short and halter top suit. And then I had like the dress that matched with hers. And then we did like a red outfit change. It was like evening gown. She was like in a tulle dress, and I was like in a satin-like gown. It was so pretty. And I had the lei crown. They call them lei crowns in Hawaii, LEI. The beautiful flower crowns and like the necklaces and stuff. I had that on. It was so beautiful. My daughter had a fake one. I had a real one. And when we were out on the beach taking photo shoots, I was a little nervous at first to do a photo shoot with the red gown in front of people on the beach. And, before I got there, I was a little nervous because I said, oh my goodness. I said, I don't know if I feel kind of comfortable doing this. I don't know. People will kind of like stare at me. I didn't know how I felt about that, but it was something about doing it. I said, Zari, you need to do this because it scares you. You always want to do the things that kind of just scare you. And I was like, yeah, I need to do this because I'm coming to Hawaii to have fun. This is what I want. That's what I told myself. So when I got there to the beach with my daughter, and I finally met my photographer, who was amazing, by the way. Jennifer is an awesome photographer. When I finally got there, I just like her energy kind of calmed me down and kind of made me feel so at home and so welcomed. I felt welcomed anyway when I came to Hawaii. And most people thought I was from there, which is so interesting to me. I just felt so alive. I was like, oh my God, I just can't wait to get to the beach. And I can't wait to put on my dress. And I did it. I put on my dress. So that was the red dress was the last outfit that we wore, me and my daughter. So she wore her red dress. I wore my red dress. when I got out there on the beach, I just felt so alive, felt so beautiful. I feel like my America's Next Top Model dreams were coming true. But I just felt so great. And then my photographer, she kept complimenting me. She was like, "You're so beautiful. You know, you look so great. Your facial expressions. Oh my God, like I love how you pose. It's almost like you've been modeling for years. Your poses are perfect." And I was like, "What? Really?" So like she was like, "Yeah, you look great." And then all of a sudden there was this lady, and I think she told me she was Norwegian. And she came over and she was like, Miss. And I just remember her accent. She has such a great accent. I don't know what it is. I love foreign accents. Foreign accents are just so amazing. Anyway, she came over and she was like, Miss, you and your baby are just so beautiful. And I was like, what? And she was like, you look so gorgeous. Can I take a picture of you? Like, she literally wanted to take my picture because she thought I was that beautiful and my daughter was gorgeous, which we are, but it was just so amazing to kind of like have that validation. I was like, wow. And I just couldn't believe she wanted to take a picture of me. She acted as if I was a celebrity. And it just felt so amazing. And I remember Jennifer was like, after, the lady came over and she took the picture of me and my daughter, and she was showing me her grandchild. She was so sweet, by the way. The lady was just awesome. She left and everything. And I remember Jennifer was like, did you hear what she said when you came to, when she first came up to you and tried to get your attention? I was trying to, you know, tell her that I was your photographer and I could help get your attention. And she was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I thought that was so funny. And I was like, she said that, and she was like, yeah. She was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Like, she is a true fan of you. And I thought that was so funny how she said that. But yeah, it was amazing. But think about it though. I said that to say, if I hadn't took a step out there, if I decided that, oh, I'm not going to do this photo shoot and I'm scared and I don't want to be around all those people. And because originally, before we did the photo shoot, before I got there, I had been talking to Jennifer and I said, we were trying to figure out different locations. And she was saying that if you don't feel as comfortable being in front of a lot of people, we could go to this location where there's not a lot of people. So just think about it. If I had not chose that location, if I had said, no, Jennifer, I don't want to go to that location because it's too many people, or if I had got shy or said, oh, well, at the last minute, I don't want to do this photo shoot, I would have never had that experience. And that experience made me feel amazing. Just to have that validation from somebody and just to have that like experience, to interact with that woman, and for her to just take our picture, I just felt so beautiful in that moment. And my daughter, I know she felt beautiful, you know. She's 3. I guess she understands though, because she was looking at the lady. She was like, "Hi," you know. But yeah, just to think about it, if I hadn't took a step out there, I would have never had those experiences. I would have never had that great experience on the beach with the photo, because that was my first time really doing a photo shoot, you know. And it just felt so amazing. I felt so alive, it was super fun. And like I said, that was a great experience. And the woman literally thought I was a model. And I was like, no, I'm on vacation. I'm having fun, you know? So I would have never had that moment if I was afraid of being seen. So I thought about that moment and I said, I have broken that. That cycle is broken. And it was broken in that moment when I decided to step out there, go to Hawaii alone with my daughter. And excuse me, I'm sorry. I have been drinking tea. My voice has been kind of raspy. Oh my God. Because I always kind of I try to get these recordings and my video work and all that stuff done ahead of time, because I do work, you all. And so I try to get all my content kind of, batched in a sense. And so I usually kind of like do it at night because my daughter is asleep during this time, and I have more time to kind of just record and she's not in the background making so much noise where I can talk. And I usually do that around this time, which is around nighttime, and in early in the morning, like around 3 and 4, because she's asleep, like I said, and but the thing about that is my voice is kind of raspy around this time, so just just pay it no mind. But anyway, yeah, I broke that cycle. So there is no reason to be afraid of being seen. It really isn't. Like I said, if I had never, conquered my fear and stepped out there and said, hey, I'm going alone here, or I'm going with my daughter to this place, and I've never been there before. I don't know anything about it, but that's the beauty of it. That's the adventure of it. Let's go, and let's do this photo shoot. I've never done it before, and I haven't done this in years, since I was a baby. I hadn't done a photo shoot in that long. So let's do it. Let's get out there. Let's have this amazing time. And like I said, because I decided to conquer that fear and just say, I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it. That's breaking that cycle, the fear of being seen. So I've already broken it. I'm no longer afraid to be seen. Let's do that this year and this upcoming year, which is 2025. You don't have to wait to 2025 to get here to stop being afraid of being seen. You've already done it. Let's speak that into existence. As you are doing your vision board, you tell yourself that you are no longer afraid to be seen, because you are stepping out whenever you make that vision board. Making a vision board is bold, and achieving everything that's on that vision board, that's even bolder. So you've already mastered not being afraid of being seen, just like I did. And the funny thing about it is I love things like this because I really didn't even realize that I had mastered it. I just realized I had already broken the cycle. So I find that amazing, And even doing this channel, this new channel that I started, even doing this and the podcast, I have never done this before. I've never really been this honest on my old channel. I wasn't really honest, and a lot of stuff that I had on my mind, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't be this polarizing with my content. I wouldn't be what is sometimes called a polarizing goddess. I wouldn't be that honest with myself, as honest as I'm being with this channel. And I think that that's ultimately going to be the success of this channel. Me being honest and being brave enough to say what I want to say, and being brave enough to put my story out there and not being afraid, and speaking about my experience of fear of being seen. I feel like it can really, really help people. So yeah, this channel is me stepping out and not being afraid of being seen. All of it is. This is, I told myself this would be my year, and it is my year. I've done so many things this year. I've done so many things this year. I have launched my course. I've launched my book. I started a new channel podcast. I've gotten, oh my God, it's just amazing. There's so many things I've done, gone to Hawaii. I've achieved so many things. I had a dream camera that was on my vision board. I have it now. So it's just, everything is just really working out in my favor. And that's the beauty of things. Do not push yourself. That's the concept of this video. That's the idea of this video. Push yourself. If you are afraid of something, do it. Whatever you're afraid of, that's what's going to get you on the other side of success. That's what's going to get you to that wall of success. That's how, before I mentioned, breaking your wall of Jericho, like breaking your wall down, the esoteric meaning of that, the metaphor of that, breaking your wall to get to your success is going to be, it's going to be doing things that you're afraid of. That's what I did. Do the things that you are afraid of. That's how you master that's how you conquer or destroy or break the wall of fear of being seen. You do the things that you're afraid of.